Hey folks, welcome back to another video. I'm coming at you with likely the most successful new archetype from Phantasmal Flames, actually with a decent showing in Stuttgart. We have Bombs and Bunny deck. I have been really enjoying this one. It is fast, it's furious, it's fun, and it's doing okay. It's actually looking like it could be a strong contender as a challenger to the meta. We had quite a few people made it into day 2, and 3 people had a very impressive 10 wins, 3 losses, 1 tie. It's tough matchups being the ones that you would expect. Golden Go being quite difficult because of its ability to one-shot the lopunny and take 3 prizes. And then Dragapult, because this deck does struggle into item lock. Turns out when you play 4 rare candies, you would really like to use those 4 rare candies. It can also be tough to get, like, you only put on the 2 bunnies, so trying to draw into those with Lily's Determination and not being able to use your Buddy Poffins or Ultra Balls or Nest Balls is quite difficult. So, item lock, bad. Being in one shot, bad. But everything else is actually pretty good. You have a pretty decent matchup spread outside of that, with your main goal just being getting into dusknoirs early on and just kind of applying an insane amount of pressure. You can just blow up your opponent's entire setup, set them back a turn, and then swing for 230 with an early Gale Thrust. It is very oppressive, and it can be hard for a lot of people to bounce back from. Especially a lot of newer players, you're going to kind of give them whiplash by just, wiping their entire board all at once. And then because we're playing the rare candy, there is, the ability to access Pidgeot, which having quick search, especially into the late game, is so very key, because our only other draw engine is the Mega Kangaskhan with Run Errand, which is good, but it's a liability in and of itself because you need to make a Kangaskhan, and then sometimes you're going to need to get the Latios involved. So it's already 2 bench spaces that you're losing, or the Pidgeot just takes 1, you get any card that you want. It just feels really great. But the Kangaskhan's there to help you into those item lock matchups, because in those, you're probably not going to get into the Pidgeot at all. And then speaking of our other draw, support is the one of Legacy Enriching Energy, which pairs so well with Hilda, and pairs really well with not really needing your energy attached for a turn. Once you get 1 onto the Mega Lopunny, you can start to do things like using Switch to get back in and out, or like promoting a dusknoir, blowing that up, and then getting the Mega Lopunny back into the active that way. There's lots of different tricks. You don't always need your dead energy, so the enriching is really good. Seen some people play like Prime Catcher and stuff, but like I said, this deck really doesn't have a draw engine at all. So having that enriching energy, I don't feel like I could give it up. I think it's saved me in so many games, way more than a Prime Catcher ever would. So I think that is my favorite Legacy Energy to play, a spec to play, not Legacy Energy. That's a different thing. A spec to play in this deck feels great. I wouldn't cut it. The Fanrotoms, it's okay. Getting into your Ditto, your Pidgey, your Bunny is another way to do that. If you can get into it turn 1, if you know you're going to be item locked, that's a great one to then fan call and get those friends onto board. So that maybe that you could then call for family to get even more friends onto board and just kind of get it around it that way. And then once you have all your basics set up, then you can start getting into Hilda to roll through your evolution lines. So there are ways around the item lock. You just kind of have to get creative. And then we've got the Klefki here for the Psyduck nonsense. Promote Klefki into the active, shuts off all the abilities of all basic Pokemon, and then you can start blowing up your Psyducks, or blowing up your ghosts, and then retreat back into your Bunny for that big swing of Gale Thrust. Klefki is honestly something that you should start looking for opportunities to use in case you need to like buy yourself a turn, because it does a lot of really neat things. Shutting off your opponent's basic abilities is quite powerful, because then you can do something like counter catcher up their Latios, promote your own Klefki. Now their Latios has a 2 retreat cost because Skyliner's shut off, or if you know your Gardevoir opponent is setting up for a big swing turn with Adrenabrain, promote the Klefki, pass. Now they can't They can't Adrenabrain because the monkeys are shut off, especially if you guys are not, if you're not behind on prizing and they can't use Countercatcher, that they have no way of getting the Clef Key out of the active without just swinging into it. So there's lots of ways to utilize that Clef Key. So always be thinking about the Clef Key. It's an insanely powerful tool to have in a deck. And since we have the chance to run it, think about it in more ways than just shutting off the Psyduck and blowing up your ghosts. And then Ursaluna is great to close games out. Especially important to maybe think ahead, and you can use a Dusclops to sprinkle 50 damage onto something so that then you can swing into it later with your Ursaluna. Always be keeping that 240 math in the back of your mind as a way to close out games. Prize mapping is going to be incredibly important to always have in your head, especially because it can be easy to overextend with your ghosts. And then suddenly you're like, oh shoot, all they need to do is hit my one Mega Lopunny and I'm losing this game. So keep in mind, what are they going to be able to do on their following turn? And are we going to throw if we use one too many Curse Blasts? Also keep that in mind as you're deciding whether or not to rebench Duskulls. You don't want that 60 HP liability clogging up your bench into the end game when you're probably not even, you might not even be able to blow it up anyways. You don't want it just sitting there looking at you. So that is something to be thinking through. You have to think a couple turns ahead so that you're not overreaching. But this deck has a lot of skill expression. It's pretty fun. I really enjoy it. If you haven't tried it yet, I would implore you to at least run a few games on live and see what you think. But that's enough yapping. Let's hop right into it. My name is Jared. I'll be your gameplay nurse today. Going first. We're not going to get items, so might as well just get a bunny. And we get rid of this. And probably this will be fine. And we're just going to get the bunny in play since there's no shot anything else is going to happen. Yeah, that's good. We could have also maybe gotten Mega Kangaskhan in play there, but with item lock, like the chances of drawing into Baniri and then Mega Lopunny are so low that I'd rather just get the Baniri right now. And then we'll worry about the Mega Kangaskhan later. It's also pretty big liability against their deck. So they can load damage onto it. We don't have a way of taking that damage back off, so we don't necessarily want to put it in play anyways. We got the rabbit. We just don't have any energy. Which now it's looking like they're not gonna... Okay, they are gonna item lock us. I wasn't sure. They might go for the Evo there. Honestly, if I was them, I don't hate the Evo play either. But that's not what they've chosen to do. Let's get everyone in play. Let's get Mystery Garden out of there. Ditto's not doing us any good anymore. And hopefully we hit an energy here. Nice. Okay. I don't know if we're gonna need another Baniri, to be honest. I really wish that we had a way to take these routes out this turn, but we got into an attack, so we'll just be grateful about all of that. Another Baniri's mostly because then if I get monkeyed, I can get into another attacker possibly. But let's just thrust. Yeah, that'll save us from the mind bend. Now, if they have Candy Garde here, we might be in some trouble. If they don't have Candy Garde here, we could be big chillin'. Time to just have to wait and see. But they've got Frillish and Evo, which lets me think that they're not like a Jelly Scent build. They're more like a Charm Garde. Candy and Evo. They're not messing around, okay? They're getting into Gardevoir in many different ways. It's got to be the Mind Bend angle here, you would think. Which we could retreat into maybe a Mega Lopunny. That's a lot of monkeys. or sorry, retreat into like Ultra Ball for a Kangaskhan and retreat into that is a possibility. What did I throw away? Pidgeot. We could also use a Rotom here. They leave just a route. Oh, they're not gonna. Yeah, they're gonna Scream Tail. Probably the Dusclops, I would imagine. Which is kind of fine. Because we can just like maybe Night Stretcher it back. And then blow up the routes and then take out the Scream Tail with just a Gale Thrust. We might be able to get into I don't hate like Pheasantipity here. Pheasantipity getting Fez down would be great too for later games when they start Iono spamming us, or later in the game when they start Iono spamming us. So I really don't hate that either. Ooh, now dusknoir is not really even that much better. Wish we had a Pidgey on the board, but then they would have screamed a Pidgey for sure. Hopefully we've got Fez in the deck. Okay, good. I was worried it might be prized. Okay, let's Fez first and just see what we get. Not too bad. Let's see. I don't want Badoo. I don't know if blowing up the routes, let's see, that puts them down to 4, us down to 3, gives them counter catcher onto maybe Fez. But if we don't use it now, what are we using it for? Could threaten the Pidgey on it as well. We'll just see what we get off this. Nice. Candy Noir for next turn. So that we can blast whatever monkey they throw an energy onto. Or Noir get up Garde and then we get like boss into Garde. That'd be sick too. We run 2 boss. Gale Thrust for knockout here. Now we got multiple threats on board. Like they can counter catcher like say Fez here, but that doesn't really solve anything for them. And then they can't like start swinging with Diancie because we can pretty easily. Nice, we get to keep our hand too. That's huge. If they swing here with Diancie, like they're not taking a knockout, and then we can just get our last 3 prizes right then and there. So that'd be pretty great for us. Let's see. The Bravery Charm it. It's got 320. We dusknoir it down to 190, and then we can swing onto it for 1. Oh yeah, for 200. But we can knock it out with dusknoir, Gale Thrust. Okay, that's good. We got the Hilda. We got the Candy. We're pretty much big chillin' here. Pretty much we are big chillin' here, and I'm into it. I'm all about it. Yeah. This is great for us. I'm not sure. Like, I could see this being a good play on their end if it was paired with an Iono. You know, Iono's down to 3. There's probably not a good chance that we have anything decent to respond with, but in this case, when you're not taking the knockout here, I don't know. I don't see it. But that's okay. It's not for me to see. We got Candy Noir. We got Hilda for Jet. We're big chillin'. It's all over but the crying, baby. Let's go. GG. Okay. Looks like we got ourselves one of them mirror matches. I have been struggling into item locks, so I think it would be a pretty cool idea to item lock them. Do I have any bunnies? Oh yeah, we're big chillin'. So let's see about all that. And let's hope that we get a buddy poppin' or something here. Yep, that's fine. Sweet. Okay. Yeah, I'll take that. And then this. Bunny. Guy. I could ditto into... Well, I can't ditto. I could have dittoed into Badu. I can't ditto into Kangaskhan unless I ass all too much. We just want to have Kangaskhan here. That's the best move. Let's see. Could get Iono'd. Just get some more energy or more draw here. Why not? Okay. Let's just get the item lock rolling. Maybe they will not be able to do the same. That would be sweet. Did not get a rare candy. Would have really liked a rare candy. But I suppose that's alright. Okay, no Badoo, no bunny, no energy. Hope. Well, I didn't slam anything down, so that's kind of good. Okay, no Badoo. Oh, the itchy. This deck, it's a little... Oh my gosh. This deck is a little susceptible to item lock. That seems to be one of its common issues. Unfortunately. Let's see, what do we do here? Do I want to keep item locking? I mean, I'm pretty good. Let's see, I could blow up like their Pidgey. I actually don't know the correct way to punish the mirror. I guess it's just to start swinging. I'll get rid of their... I'll Dusknoir their Pidgey, and then swing on their Dusknoir. I think that's fine enough. If I have Pidgeot and they don't, puts me in a pretty happy spot, I think. I'm pretty sure. We're going to pretend that that's correct. Oh, and I can even still... Wow. I have Clops in here? Or no? Oh yeah, we got the Clops. We got the Clops. Get an energy for next turn. We're having a good time, having a good time. There's no Clops in here, right? No, okay. Then let's get the bunny involved. And we'll just... Oh. I kind of... I'm thinking if I want to Curse Blast active and then knock out whatever they send up. I don't know if that's quite right. Although it is funny. We'll hold it, we'll hold it, we'll hold it. We'll go for... Possibly, if they get into a bunny punch, they could knock our bunny here, which is actually kind of scary. Didn't really think about that too very hard. But we have bear. Bear plus Bear plus Ghost is... Bear plus Ghost is 370, so that's a knock on Bunny. But we only get one Ghost, because that puts them down to 2. Okay, they're going to knock our Fez. That's fine. I'm totally fine with that. Because then I have 2 more Ghosts to play with. Which means I'm pretty sure I can win the game this next turn. Unless they wipe out... No. Unless they wipe out my Ghosts with their Ghosts. That would be bad. But then I can boss up Fez and then win through Fez. So, never mind. They can't do that. So we're kind of just big chilling. Because if they knock my Fez here, then I can just get into 2 dusknoirs and then blow up something off their bench and then blow up one onto lopunny and knock out the lopunny, which is exactly what we're going to do. Big chillin'. I like to shout out my homie Badoo for being a real one, as always. A lot of people don't like this man, but he's always been by my side. I'll tell you that. So now we'll evolve here. We can Night Stretcher for this guy. And then quick search for Candy. Okay. And then we got Pop on bench, Pop on active, Knock active. And that's 4 prizes, baby. These games are fast, they're fun, they're flying. I like them a lot. Holy. Yeah, let me know what you think. I really want to bring this to a locals. I just play it like in a cup or a challenge. I think it would be super fun. If you've been doing that, let me know how it goes. What are your tough matchups? Golden Go? Okay, I just want to talk about the Golden Go line real quick because I have a theory for Golden Go. I don't know if it's right. Let me know if this works in reality. But I think that you can itchy pollen them into a bad setup would be ideal. And then you have 2 ghosts to play with, right? So you can Noir knockout, Noir knockout. So now you're both 4/4. And then you can swing with the lopunny and go down to 2/4. Then if they have a 2-prizer on board. If they don't have a 2-prizer on board, this math gets messed up. So I think that's where this could fall apart. Because you need to go Noir knockout, 4/4. Bring up one of their 2-prizers and then knock that out with Bunny. So now it's 2/4. They can knock out Bunny, but now it's 1/2. And then you can close out. Bunny's hitting for 230. So, closing out would be hard because then you need Bear's only hitting for 240, Bunny's only hitting for 230, and you've probably already taken a knockout onto like their Genesect or something. So that would require them to then mess up and have like a Fez and a Genesect in play. So maybe that's not ideal. Okay. The Bunny or the Golden Go matchup still seems really chopped. Let me know how it's been going for you in person, though. I'm really curious about that one. I don't think it's good, but looking at the Stuttgart data, it doesn't seem like it was that bad either. So let me know your lines into Golden Go. Thanks for being here. If you're not subscribed, go ahead and subscribe. We love to learn and grow together. Ask me any questions down in the comments. I love interacting with you guys down there, but we'll catch y'all in the next one.